Welcome back. Welcome back. Today is Friday, January 6th, 2023, and it is a beautiful day outside where I live. So I stay in Newport News, Virginia. Um, I'm guessing the majority of people that will be listening to this podcast starting off will probably know where I reside or whatever, because y'all are probably all local to this area or are familiar with this area to some extent. My area's going off right now. Okay, we get it. You get it? All right, here we go. I'm in the car again, and I'm currently on my way to a meeting. Um, as I mentioned before, I am a consultant, but I'm also a visual media specialist. Um, so a lot of the work that I do, I go meet clients and all that. But the reason why I'm here today, on the pod recording is because I want to talk about purpose a little bit. Um, you know, I think when you feel led to move and to do certain things and you have a drive, behind your ass, you are more inclined to actually push forward through adversity and, accomplish what you have set in motion. One thing that I always think of when I think about purpose is the question, what is your why? And specifically, the reason why I think of that question is because of one of my good friends. His name is Corey Lightner. Um, he is one of my great friends. Go ahead, Car. Go ahead, go. Because you was already going to go in the first place. One thing y'all will notice, me and the road, I'm going to talk my mess. I'm going to be honest with you. That's just how I roll. Sometimes people on the road are irritating, and I'm human. And so, yeah. But one of my good friends, he is just really a really dope creative producer, director. Does a lot of great things, and I'm so grateful to have someone like him in my life to push me further into my purpose, especially when it comes to creativity. He has provided a lot of resource for me, giving me a lot of insight and education surrounding the industry that we both have so much love for. And I just want to say shout out to him, grateful for him. So, um, but yeah, one question that he asked me, he's probably asked me this question every year since I have gotten the pleasure of becoming, friends with him, is the question, what is your why? And, um, you know, this question was something that it was so bizarre to me, when he asked me this question the first time, I was like, like what? I've never heard this, I've never heard this question before, this phrase, it's interesting. And I really did not understand what it really meant, what is your why? Like, I'm like, huh? You feel me? And so, when he asked me this question, it took me some time to answer it. And every time he asks me this question, um, and every time he asks me this question, I typically have to take a little moment to think, and sometimes it may take, you know, an hour or a couple of days to really think about it, but it's like a repetitive thing that I really appreciate in our relationship because it keeps me on my feet and on my toes surrounding my intention, right? Um, in 2020, I want to say is when I really started to be intentional about living. And um, when I say that, I mean intentional about the way that I live, right? The things that I do, my daily life, my routine, my reason for working, my reason for growing, all these different things that I was, walking into throughout life and or throughout these past couple of years, and I just became very intentional. And so that was something that just helped me to be intentional about living, which is what is my being? Why do I do this? Why do I do what I do? Right. And specifically what's your why for me for next year or this year, actually it's current now, it's 2023 now. We had a conversation about it, and for me, I talked about um, you know, I'm coming for everything that I deserve and desire, right? In this year. And that's still my why. Like, I know what I've been working towards for so long, and I know the hard work that I put in, the dedication, the long hours, right? Um, the tears, the sweat, everything that I have worked for and continue to work for to this day, I know what I've put in. And so I'm coming for everything that I deserve and desire, the results, the benefit, results of what I have literally been working towards. I'm coming for it all. And so, in spite of that, I'm also coming for a purpose, and just my reasoning. I want to be led this year by my higher power to, achieve what is intended for me to achieve. And I know that my desires will align with that because of whom I believe in. So, all that to say, I think it's a really good opportunity as we start this year for you to really ask yourself that question, what is your why? And I think as you ask yourself, as you confront these thoughts and feelings surrounding this question and, you get your answer or formulate your answer, because it may not be a straightforward, you know, simple answer for you. It could be more complicated. It could be more, complex. I challenge you to really confront that and apply it to your current state of mind, right? You might have decided that you were coming into this year with new goals and new intentions, but you might not have. That's just, it may not be for everyone to have to do that because one thing I am a firm believer in is, the new year I think is the perfect time of year to be so intentional because it feels like a checkpoint. It feels like a reset button, right? And in some ways it is, right? But overall, going from December 31st to January 1st is just another day, right? On the calendar. But on the calendar, we mark it as, oh, it's a new year. We're just changing the number on the end of on the spectrum. But in actuality, it's just the next day from where we were. We were just another day, which was yesterday, and now we're here tomorrow or today. So not much changes in that respect, but the perception is what changes, right? The way you perceive it. And so I definitely believe that your pursuit should not start on January 1st. It should have started November, December, that time period for you when you're reflecting and you're adjusting and you're creating systems and processes to, help you achieve the goals that you are setting for the new year. I believe that's the perfect time to make those changes. But even now, the perfect time to confront those thoughts. Like, don't allow yourself to be discouraged if this is something that you haven't done, or even thought of to that extent, right? I want you to be encouraged to say, hey, I still have plenty of time, right? It's not a race. We are not, on this um we're not playing this game that makes us feel like we have to do it at everybody else's pace. Your pace is your pace. Set your pace for yourself and allow the rest to flow, right? Don't allow people to tell you, oh, you should be doing it this way, right? I think there is a huge culture of toxic positivity and toxic, hustle culture that tells us, oh, you got to do it like this and do it like that. Da, 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 da. We all have we all are unique where we were not created to be the same um being. We're not, right? We're all unique to our own experiences but also to our own being, who we are, right? No one person is made alike. We got twins in this world, but even twins are separate. They're different. You still name them two different things, so, or two different people. And we have to recognize that because that is a fact in this world, that means that the things that we do throughout life do not have to be the same. You will watch TikToks all day. I can watch them all day, right? People watch them all the time. I do, and we'll watch them scrolling, 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 and we're noticing people like, oh, dang, that person doing some dope stuff. They're making some dope content. They're influencers. They influence, right? But at the end of the day, influence doesn't mean you have to copy it. It doesn't mean you have to be that same person or even match that, flow. Make your own flow, right? There's strategy. Strategy may sometimes be shared across platforms so that way things can, progress in the direction of where you have intended it to go, right? You set a goal. There probably is a strategy out there that really does work that you can easily embody and say, yes, I have used that strategy before as well, and it does work, but it's still consistent that you, in the way that you do it, it's significant for you. It's only specific to you, right? This person may put out this video about a day in their life. You can do the exact same type of video, but it'll be completely different because it's your day, it's your life, right? So people are seeing it from two different perspectives and people will still watch and consume it. So if I can encourage anybody, continue to walk within your own purpose and your own pace in this day and age. Like we are so caught up on the way other people do things that we don't recognize that we are just as unique and important in the way that we influence and encourage and show up for ourselves in life. So show up for yourself, set your own pace, and walk in your purpose. That's my message for the day. This is a short episode, not very long, but I hope that somebody could receive that and is encouraged by the words I've said today. All right. This has been a great day. Make sure you leave a review on the podcasting platforms. Check me out on Phenix.Speaks on Instagram, as well as other social media platforms. The rest of that stuff is in my Instagram bio. So even if I don't remember it, it'll always be there. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace, love, Phoenix.